Karen called cops on Grandpa for fishing, then lost a $3 million shoreline easement in court. The summer sun blazed over Lake Serenity, its calm waters shimmering like a promise of peace. But that peace shattered when Karen Wentworth, in her pristine white Prada sundress, stormed down the shoreline, her heels sinking into the soft earth. Her voice sliced through the quiet, sharp and venomous. "You're trespassing, old man," she spat, pointing at Grandpa Ellis, a weathered fisherman casting his line from a rickety dock. The 78-year-old, with his faded flannel shirt and straw hat, barely glanced up. He'd fished these waters for decades, long before Karen's sprawling mansion appeared on the hill. But Karen, emboldened by her wealth and a freshly printed property deed, dialed 911 with a smirk, claiming Ellis was stealing her view and her rights. The call was her weapon, and she wielded it with glee, oblivious to the storm she'd just unleashed. The truth unraveled swiftly. Grandpa Ellis wasn't just a local fixture. He was a quiet legend in Serenity Cove. For 50 years, he'd fished the lake, teaching kids to cast lines and sharing stories of the town's history. The dock Karen despised? It was built by Ellis and his late wife, Clara, a gift to the community that let anyone fish the public shoreline. Karen, however, saw the lake as her personal kingdom. She'd bought the mansion 6 months ago, armed with a lawyer and a surveyor who claimed her property included a private easement, a legal right to control access to the shoreline. She demanded exclusivity, and Ellis, with his filthy nets and commoner vibe, was ruining her aesthetic. The police arrived, apologetic but firm, and asked Ellis to leave. He complied, his eyes heavy with resignation, but not before whispering, "This ain't over." The confrontation escalated when Karen took her crusade further. Not content with shooing Ellis away, she marched to the dock at dawn, a can of red spray paint in hand. With a sneer, she defaced the weathered planks, scrawling "private property" in bold, dripping letters. She kicked over Ellis's tackle box, scattering lures into the mud, and snapped a plank with a crowbar for good measure. Her laughter echoed as she filmed the destruction for her social media, captioning it, "Reclaiming MY Lake." But she didn't notice the small crowd gathering across the shore, locals, young and old, who'd grown up fishing with Ellis. Among them was Mia, a quiet 16-year-old with a phone camera and a knack for digging up truths. Mia, whose late father had been Ellis's best friend, recorded every second of Karen's rampage, her hands shaking with anger. Here's where the twist came. Mia wasn't just a bystander. She was a budding journalist who'd spent her summer interning at the town's historical society. She'd stumbled across old records showing the shoreline easement wasn't Karen's adelit, was a public right-of-way, granted to the town in 1952 by Claire's family. Karen's lawyer had either missed this or lied, banking on no one challenging the claim. Mia shared her findings with the local paper, and her video of Karen's vandalism went viral on X, sparking outrage. Hashtags like Save Serenity Cove and Justice for Ellis trended as locals rallied. A retired lawyer, Mr. Thompson, stepped out of obscurity to take Ellis's case pro bono. Thompson, a gruff widower who'd once fished with Ellis as a boy, uncovered more. Karen's surveyor had falsified documents to inflate her property rights, a scam that could cost her everything. The courtroom showdown was electric. Karen strode in, dripping in diamonds, her lawyer oozing confidence. She painted Ellis as a stubborn squatter, a relic who refused to respect her hard-earned wealth. But Thompson was relentless. He presented Mia's video, the historical records, and testimonies from locals who'd used the dock for generations. Karen's composure cracked as Thompson revealed her surveyor's fraud mail showed he'd been bribed to alter the boundaries. Gasps filled the room when Mia took the stand, her voice steady as she described Karen's cruelty. "She didn't just attack Grandpa Ellis," Mia said, tears in her eyes. "She attacked our home." The judge, a no-nonsense woman from a neighboring county, leaned forward, her gaze piercing Karen's arrogance. Karen's downfall was swift and brutal. The judge ruled the easement public, stripping Karen of her $3 million claim. Worse, her vandalism and a surveyor's fraud led to criminal charges. The courtroom erupted as Karen stormed out, her heels clicking furiously, only to find her mansion's gates swarmed by reporters and protesters. Her social media empire crumbled as sponsors dropped her, and her perfect life unraveled in real time on X, where memes of her spray painting the dock became a symbol of entitled greed. Ellis, meanwhile, returned to his dock, now rebuilt by the community. Mia stood beside him, her camera swapped for a fishing rod, as kids laughed and cast lines nearby. The lake shimmered again, free for all. In the end, Serenity Cove wasn't just Savit, it was reborn. Ellis's quiet strength and Mia's courage reminded everyone that community outlasts arrogance. Karen's mansion sits empty now, a hollow monument to her hubris, while the dock thrives, a testament to shared history. This story isn't just about one woman's fault. It's about what happens when people stand together against selfishness. What do you think was right, who was wrong, and why? Share your thoughts, and let's keep the conversation alive.